What's going on, y'all? If this is any indication, I feel like WWE is going in the right path as far as their pay per views. I thought the Royal Rumble was a very good pay per view. Besides the one match, which I'm sure everybody feels the same way, all the other matches to me lived up to the hype. And the match I'm talking about is the match that made no sense, which was Old Bird versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. First of all, they literally just had on Legends Night they had him come out, Goldberg come out and say McIntyre was being disrespectful to the Legends, which doesn't make sense. That's not even his character. And then he shoved him, and then of course if he shoved him, hey, I'm gonna want to fight you. So they did that, and then that's how it became a match. I mean, I don't understand why WWE keeps bringing back Goldberg. The dude couldn't wrestle back in the '90s. He was just literally a powerhouse and a strong guy, and that's all he is today. Just 20 years older, 30 years older. Just like it's just stupid to me. Anyway, the match started off. They attacked each other. I believe Goldberg attacked him. Yeah, then he speared him through the barricade. Then they got in the ring, speared him again, did a jackhammer. McIntyre kicked out, and they fought, and then he got hit with one claymore, and then the match was over with. I thought it was a horrible way to start the show, but I'm glad they got it out of the way. Oh, so yeah, on the pre-show, they had the tag team champs, Oscar and Charlotte against Shayna and Nia. That was a good match. I really don't have too much to say about it. I mean, they're four of the best women in WWE. Nia, she is one of the best, even though she does botch it. A lot of her moves. She's still a good wrestler. But in the end of the day, she's still like a powerhouse wrestler. They're still four of the top names. It was a good match. Flair, I'm not sure what they're doing with her daddy. But the Nature Boy keep getting involved. I guess they're just making an angle of it, or trying to keep the ratings up. Involving Lacey Evans is stupid. Waste of time. So the match I thought was the best match was Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. I know a lot of people are not a fan of Roman Reigns. I get it. And now this match, for the first time, so this was a last man standing match. For the first time, he didn't have one of his cousins come out there, one of the Usos come out there, and it was a very good match. I mean, he still had to cheat to kind of to win, and Paul Heyman came out to help him. He used a low blow, but it was a very good match. Kevin Owens took it to him, Kevin Owens was jumping off stuff. He got ran over by a golf cart. He jumped off the golf cart, did a frog splash. I really enjoyed that match, I didn't think he was going to win, but I thought it was a very good match. I thought it was the best match of the show. So they had the Women's Royal Rumble match, and, it's just a bunch of the same old names. It's not really much I can say. I'm glad Bianca Belair did win. I don't really keep up with SmackDown, but I read a lot, and I know that they've been pushing her kind of, so it was good to see her finally get that breakthrough, to see the raw emotions pouring out from her. That made me happy. Another match, was it? Women's Rumble. Oh yeah, speaking of the Women's Rumble, so I was disappointed this year because we wasn't going to be able to see Kofi in the Rumble, but I forgot about Naomi because every year those two seem to always find some type of way to get back into the ring in circumstances that shouldn't even happen. Like this Royal Rumble, Naomi, she was laying on her back with her feet up, and she was able to get back into the ring using Bianca Belair's hair. I just thought that was cool right there. Her and Kofi, man, her and Kofi. Shout out to Brody Lee, by the way. I saw that they was wearing that the New Day was wearing his gear. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't realize it when I was watching it, but I realized it when I seen it on Facebook. So it wasn't that many matches I see. But that's one more right there. Okay, so another thing from the Women's Royal Rumble. Got to see Jillian Hall came out. She couldn't sing 10, 15 years ago, and I see nothing's changed. I just thought that was a funny moment. Sasha versus Carmella, that was another good match. I didn't think Carmella was going to win. Sasha's one of the best. I'm glad to see that she's been champion for over 100 days now, because her and Gargano, they had the, I'm not sure what it's called, but they couldn't defend their title like the next day. You know, like they'll lose their title the very first title defense. So it's nice to see that she's been champ for over 100 days. I'm sure Gargano's been champ for a while now. And let's see here. The only other thing that happens besides the main Royal Rumble match was, Booker T out here. He was looking like 2 Chainz. He was just standing there like he ain't say nothing. I thought he was at least gonna say something. So, speaking of the men's Royal Rumble, like I said, we didn't get to see Kofi. I was disappointed about that. The men's Royal Rumble match, I thought it was a very good match. I mean, I feel like it's kind of scripted in a way, and I don't know if it was scripted like this back in the 80s and 90s, but maybe 2000s as well. But I feel like it was scripted because Edge and Orton start off as 1 and 2. Orton gets hurt, gets a knee injury. He leaves. He comes back in after we believe Edge just won the match, and then he gets thrown over the top rope. So obviously they're feeding off their storyline. So like I was talking to one of my friends, and he made a suggestion. He was like, "Well, what if Edge wins the Royal Rumble, and they have Orton win the title in a 6-man elimination match at the Elimination Chamber?" And it makes perfect sense. They go into WrestleMania, fight, and then Orton wins. That's the best case scenario, but it was a good match. You know, you got to see some familiar faces. I know Carlito came out. The guy still in shape. It was weird seeing him, but it was pretty cool though. You know, he came out with his little apple gimmick. That was stupid. Somebody took the apple from him, and then he drop kicked him. I can't remember who. Christian came out. It was nice to see him. There was a bunch of little other names here and there, but I thought it was a very good pay-per-view overall. I was happy. I feel like they're going. If this pay-per-view is an indication, then they are going in the right direction.